Hey, it's Adam, and in this video we're going to be talking about a very deep principle of reality, which is that honesty creates attraction. And this is true in virtually every single area of your life, in your dating, your relationships, and also in your business. If you can be 100% honest and authentic with your expression, if you can be 100% transparent with absolutely nothing to hide, then this creates a very, very attractive vortex around you that kind of pulls people towards you. People want to talk to you. They want to be around you. They trust you. They want to confide in you. They want to work with you because you are showing integrity. You're showing that you're 100% in alignment with what you feel and think, and then what you say and do. They're all in alignment. There's no discrepancy. So one way that I like to define honesty is what you think and what you feel is in perfect alignment with what you say and how you act. This has to do with integrity. And by sticking with me throughout this entire video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how honesty creates attraction in every area of your life, how this makes you an attractive person, and also I'm going to be showing you some techniques for how to implement more honesty in your life. Okay? So let's begin. When I say honesty, really what I mean is being transparent, having nothing to hide. So the way that I came to this realization in my own personal life was that I wanted to learn more about dating and attracting women because I was maybe 16, 17 years old. I didn't know how the whole dating thing works, and I wanted to have more intimate experiences with women. So I did a lot of research with dating coaches and looked at YouTube videos online. I read a couple books, and my favorite book that really changed my life forever, that really changed the whole way that I approach any type of social interaction, the book that changed me forever is called Models by Mark Manson. And the subtext is called Attract Women Through Honesty. And the principles that Mark Manson talked about in this book are absolutely indispensable. If you're a guy who's struggling with attracting women, this is really the only book you need to buy and read, because Mark Manson doesn't tell you about techniques and pickup lines, but really he tells you about deep principles and ways of being that make you naturally attractive, so that you don't have to worry about gimmicks and techniques to trick people into liking you, but you actually become a likable person mainly by being honest. So some of these principles I'm getting right from that book, but what I noticed is that when I started implementing this advice in my own life, I remember I was about 18 years old, and this completely 100% shifted my social skills, because I realized I don't have to worry so much about saying a certain thing or acting a certain way. All I have to do to get people to like me is to focus all of my energy and attention on being 100% authentic with myself. By being in alignment with what I think and what I feel is being transmitted into what I say and what I do. I'm in alignment, I'm in integrity with myself. So normally what people do is we feel socially awkward around other people. We feel like we have something to hide. We feel embarrassed about certain aspects of maybe how we look or how we talk. Maybe we feel embarrassed about certain ideas that we have. We feel like we have weird hobbies or just weird interests. And what this causes is this causes us to hide when we're in social interactions, where you are so worried about what other people are going to think of you that you are basically a big fat liar. You hide behind a mask. You pretend to be a certain way that you're not. And this causes you to be a big fat liar. You put on a mask. You say things you don't actually believe in. You supplicate to people. You laugh too hard at their jokes. You do things just to get other people to like you. Not because it's authentic to you, but because you want other people to like you. And this actually makes you needy and is not attractive energy at all. This is repulsive energy. So when I realized this in my life, when I started going out and going to clubs and talking to women, I was actually able to become way more attractive, and I was able to actually hook up with like 25, sometimes even 28-year-old women that were very beautiful, and I was just an 18-year-old kid with a scraggly beard and long, oily hair. And I was actually able to get awesome results with older women, beautiful women, because I was just interested in implementing this principle of being honest. And the same is true when I talk to potential clients. If I'm honest and transparent with them about how my business works or what I do, if I'm honest, that creates trust. So the first benefit of being honest, I have 5 main benefits that I'm going to be sharing with you right now. The reason why this principle, honesty creates attraction, the reason why this works is because honesty shows vulnerability. So when you're able to put your balls on the line, even if you're a girl and you don't have balls, but figuratively, if you can say something that other people might think is weird, but is honest to you, is so the trick of honesty is to be honest even when it's not convenient for you. That's the whole point of this principle, is not being honest when it's convenient for you. The whole point is to be honest 100% of the time. Especially when it's not convenient for you. Even when you have something embarrassing to say. Because when you can be 100% honest, even when it's inconvenient, that's the exact time when that creates attraction. And I'm going to be explaining how that works. So when you are honest about something that most people would feel vulnerable about, maybe it's about you feel like something scares you. So a lot of guys pretend like nothing scares them. A lot of guys like to pretend like they're strong and courageous all the time because they think that girls like guys who are just always masculine and macho. But what I noticed is that if I can be honest with women about things that scare me, if let's say there's a loud noise and I'm talking to a girl and there's a really loud noise, the fire alarm goes off and it scares the shit out of me and I jump. To be honest, I would say, oh my God, that noise almost made me shit my pants. That terrified me. And that shows vulnerability. I'm willing to be vulnerable. I'm willing to show my weaknesses. Because when you can show off your weaknesses, that actually creates strength. When you hide your weaknesses, what that means is that you're weak. But if I can show off my weaknesses and I can be open and honest about my weaknesses, for example, when I used to go socialize out at parties and clubs, I used to be honest, like guys, like I'm really addicted to video games. So I talk to girls like, honestly, like I just play this one video game, League of Legends. It's really nerdy. It's really addicting. But if you face me one-on-one, I'll absolutely destroy you. So a lot of guys wouldn't be caught dead going to a club telling the girls about how they play League of Legends. But in that moment, I was being honest. I was owning a part of me that most people would want to hide. Most guys want to hide the fact that they play a bunch of video games. But in this moment, I'm open and honest about it. See, now that shows that I'm not self-conscious about this aspect of myself. I've owned this aspect of myself. If I can be honest and open about embarrassing things that other people would hide, that shows a lot of self-confidence. That shows a lot of strength. That shows a lot of courage. So what most people do is they hide their embarrassing parts of themselves. But what I'm telling you to do is actually to share the embarrassing parts of yourselves when it's relevant. So don't go out in public intentionally just telling everyone you can about how good you are at League of Legends. See, still in that moment, you want people to like you. The purpose here is just to be honest naturally. When it naturally comes up, share. See, this creates a certain grounded and awake energy where you are fully 100% owning every single aspect of yourself and of the present moment. And this makes women, men, potential clients in your business, makes them feel very safe with you. Because if you can be vulnerable, then that allows them to feel like they can be vulnerable with you. So this creates a lot of safety. It creates a deep kind of rapport. When I share with you, hey guys, honestly, I used to be addicted to watching porn, or I used to be addicted to smoking weed. See, that's something vulnerable. Most people wouldn't want to share that. But I'm being honest. It was a big struggle for me in my life. I was very depressed and I hated myself. And I was actually forced to do a lot of personal development and meditation and reading books because I was so in such a deep hole that I had no choice but to do that. See, that creates rapport. That creates a lot of honesty, safety. Because now I'm relatable now. So when you share embarrassing parts of yourself, but you do it in kind of a playful way, and you show that you owned it, then people can relate to you. Because if you go out in public and you try to be this perfect person, and you always hide those embarrassing parts of yourself, you sweep them under the rug, people sense that you're fake. Because you never share anything embarrassing about yourself. And that leads us into the next point, that honesty creates polarity. And this is a very important point. I'm going to actually draw on this piece of paper here. I've never done this before. Let's try it out. So polarity is when you say something that is charged, you say a hot take or a controversial opinion. So for example, if you're in a room with a bunch of people and you're out socializing, maybe you're at a party, and you notice a group of people, 3 or 4 people, they start talking about the movie Avengers Endgame. And they start talking about how much they loved that movie, and they watched it in theaters, they watched it twice, and they loved it so much, and they're huge fans of the movie. And you're sitting there, and you're maybe in the conversation with them, but to be honest, you don't really like that movie. In fact, you might think that you absolutely hated that movie. So, for example, I don't like the Marvel movies. I think they're very cheesy. I think they're very corporate. Like, there's not a lot of soul and heart and passion that went into making them. I just feel like They're just very like they're trying to cater to the lowest common denominator of people. They're trying to please everyone. And I feel like the movies are just very shallow. The plot is very weak, and a lot of the plot points contradict each other. So, in my opinion, I fucking hate those movies. I think they're cheesy and they're weak. Okay? So, when I go up to these people and I share my opinion honestly, what I'm doing is I'm creating polarity. So, everybody who I'm talking to, they're on the plus side. They say, oh, I love Marvel, Avengers Endgame. I love this movie. Now, if I'm being honest, I fucking hate this movie. I think it's a piece of garbage. I think they literally got a piece of trash and they projected it onto the screen and then they asked you for $14 to go watch it in theaters. That's my opinion. I fucking hate those movies. I think they're a waste of time. So now I'm staking my flag here on the negative side. I'm not for Marvel's, I'm against it. So what this does is this creates polarity. And this is actually how magnets work. If you haven't noticed, attraction literally is about polarity. So if everyone's on the plus side and then I can go on the minus side, see, literally I'm creating attraction. And now notice this only works if you're being honest. If I'm just disagreeing with everyone just so that I can like trick them into liking me by using this hack, it won't work. This technique only works if you're being honest. But if you're being honest, share your controversial opinion. Talk about how you don't like this thing, you hate it. Oh, you voted for Trump? What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't like that. What's wrong with you? See, this actually creates polarity. Because most people would shy away from this topic. Most people are afraid of sharing their controversial opinions. And what they do then is they neutralize any sort of conflict. They're shy. They don't want other people to dislike them. Because if I share a controversial opinion, then maybe you might dislike me. You might think I'm weird. You might judge me. So people are afraid of being judged, so what they do is they neutralize. And they just kind of agree with what everyone else has to say. If everyone's talking about Avengers, oh yeah, whatever, Avengers, okay, whatever. People are talking about Trump, it's like, oh yeah, Trump, I don't really like him that much, but I can see how you like him, whatever. But if you're being honest, you're not afraid to create this polarity. This works very well, for example, when I'm coaching a client. Let's say the client, he's talking to me, oh, Adam, I've really been stuck in this cycle where, I have ADD, so, I can't meditate that well. See, in this moment, I'll create polarity. I'll say, wait a second, what do you mean you have ADD? What are you talking about? So, oh, I have ADD, I was diagnosed with ADD. Bullshit. I call bullshit. You don't have ADD. That's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you think you have ADD, then you're never going to focus. You're never going to sit and meditate. You're never going to train your focus muscle, so that's going to create a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you keep telling yourself, oh, I have ADHD, then you're going to have no focus skills because you won't practice and train your focus muscle. So in this moment, as a coach, I call bullshit. I say, no, you don't have ADD. You're actually just lying to yourself to kind of get yourself out of focusing. See, this creates polarity. And this exact thing, the ability to say an uncomfortable truth, this is what makes me a great coach. In fact, this is the whole point of being a coach, is that my clients hire me not because I agree with everything they say, but because I'm willing to call them on their bullshit and say things that other people are not willing to say to them. And this also works very well in dating with women as well, and also with men. But so let's say you go up to a girl. You need to be honest with your intentions. So you're at a party, you approach a girl you think is beautiful. Be honest with your intentions. Hey, the reason why I came up to talk to you, to be honest, is that I saw your hair and I think your hair looks so nice that I just wanted to come and meet you. Because, like, honestly, I'm really attracted to the way you look right now. I like the way you're dressed, and I just wanted to see if you're cool. See, already I'm creating polarity. I'm already setting myself up for rejection. So when the reason why honesty creates attraction is because when you're being fully honest, you're setting yourself up to be rejected. So when I come up to the girl and I say, "Oh, I think you're attractive. What's your name?" She might roll her eyes and walk away from me. So when I put my balls on the line, now I'm setting myself in a position where they can be chopped off. I can be rejected. Most men, most women, people in general are afraid of going into the land of yes and no. So if you want to get a yes from somebody, if you want to get a yes from a girl or a yes from a client, you need to go into the land of no. You need to be willing to make a strong offer so that, yes, you could be rejected, but you can't get a yes unless you're willing to get a no. This is creating polarity. Okay, this is very important. So as a practice, have a strong opinion. This works very well in attraction because what dating coaches will tell you is that if you want to flirt with a guy or with a girl, the principles of flirting are just push and pull. It's very simple. Flirting is about push and pull. So half the time, you're pulling the person into you, not physically, but you're giving them compliments. You're giving them positive reinforcement. That's the pull. Hey, I think you're beautiful. Oh, wow, you're so cool. That's awesome. Why, that's a really cool story you just told me. Wow, I like that. Nice. So that's the pull. But then the other half of the time, you need to implement the push as well, which is, I don't agree with you there. No, I think you're completely wrong. What the hell was that opinion? Or you're dancing with the girl. It's like, is that how you dance? Really? That's kind of embarrassing. I would be embarrassed to dance like that. But you do it jokingly, playfully, but that's the push. So you disagree with her. She says something stupid, you call her on it. Yeah, what do you mean? Like, don't do that. That's not cool. Or maybe the girl, she's kind of being a bitch, or she was rude to someone. You saw her talk to someone, she was rude about it. You can just call her on it in a playful way, not in a serious way. But like, hey, is that how you talk to everyone? Like, what was that? So it's like a push and a pull. So you pull her in with compliments, genuine compliments. So this has to do with being honest. So if you're being honest and authentic with yourself and you just say what you genuinely think, naturally your push and pull ratio will fall into about 50-50. So naturally, if you are inspired by the way the girl's hair looks or the way she's dressing and you actually like it, you can say, like, I really like the way you look. So that's genuine. It's a genuine compliment. I'm not saying it just to get her to like me. I'm saying it genuinely. And then if she says something stupid or she slurs her words or she, misspeaks or says something silly, genuinely, I'm going to make fun of her a little bit. I'm going to push her a little bit. I'm going to be challenging. And I'm going to do it genuinely. So when you can be honest, that what happens is you don't have to worry about this push-pull. You can actually just worry about being authentic, and you'll notice that the ratio of push and pull will actually naturally fall into about a 50-50, which is ideal for being attractive and attracting a girl or a guy or a client or whatever. Okay? So honesty creates polarity. Now, let me get back to my notes. All right. Number 3, honesty also creates trust. So I mentioned this a little bit before, but if I'm 100% honest, then it means I have nothing to hide. I have no ulterior motives. So a great example of this is with my bank. Recently, I switched banks because the bank I used to be with was hiding all of the secret charges. They were like nickel and diming me, like service fees, overdraft charges, or like just like little $5 here, $10 here, but they wouldn't tell me. They would just charge me. And, this was all in the fine print, right? So that's not cool. That breaks my trust. You're hiding. You're not being honest with me. You're not being upfront with me. That's not cool. I don't like that. So what I did actually is I moved banks. I switched to this really cool online bank where it's called EQ Bank here in Canada. It's a great bank and it's 100% online. And why I like it is because they're upfront about everything. They're transparent. They tell me, hey, there's no fees here. There's no overage charges. There's no draft charges here. Or, so we are going to charge you if you do this, but like we're going to tell you up front. We're not going to hide it from you. So I like this bank because there's nothing behind the scenes. They don't have ulterior motives. They're not trying to like trick me into paying them a bunch of money. They're actually very upfront and I want to do business with them because I trust them. See? So this is a principle. This works with dating. This works with business as well. For example, right now I'm working on creating an email list. So this is something I was struggling with just technically. Like I was just thinking about like the technical. I need an email autoresponder. I need a lead magnet. So I'm going to be sharing with you a free meditation. It's a really powerful guided meditation. And in order to get it, you can join my email list, which is going to be sharing you a weekly newsletter where I'm just going to give you short, inspiring quotes or just good advice for your life. And I'm going to be sharing with you more free meditations, first access to any courses that I release. I'll be sharing all of that with you if you join my email list. And in order to join the list, you can get this free meditation that actually helps you with surrendering to the present moment. So I'm working on the technical aspects of that now, but I realize that if I want people to join my email list, I just have to tell them, hey, join my email list. I'm going to be giving you some great opportunities on there, and there's going to be lots of free value that I'm going to be giving you. As opposed to what I notice a lot of other business people do is they say, hey, I got a free gift for you. And then, but like, yeah, you got to join my email list. It's like, hey, you could have just told me that up front, that in order to receive this gift, then you have to join my email list. See, because now it seems like you're hiding something. So initially I was a little bit worried. I was like, hey, do people even want to join my email list? Like, am I being too upfront or whatever? But I realized just by being honest and transparent about what I'm doing, I'm creating this email list because it helps me build a deeper relationship with you guys. And you guys can get instant access to my courses, first access. Then, okay, see, now you know what my intentions are. And now you can trust me. You can say, oh, okay, so he's just going to tell me what he's going to do as opposed to hiding in the shadows. So the point here is that if you have something to hide, if you have some kind of selfish ulterior motive, then you're going to hide it in the shadows. In the same way, the government doesn't have a 100% transparent list of exactly where all of their spending goes. Because I promise you, if tomorrow all of the government spending was made transparent where everyone can see exactly where every single penny is being invested into, there would be an uprising. Because the truth is the government wastes a lot of money for selfish reasons. Corporate lobbying, investing in businesses that don't actually have the people's common interests in mind. Many politicians, they go on luxurious vacations using the taxpayers' money. What's missing here is transparency. Corruption always hides in the shadows. Which brings us to our next point, that honesty forces you to be awesome. Being honest forces you to be interested in self-actualization, to get your life together, to actually help people. So one of the tips that Mark Manson gives in his book Models is that if you have an awesome life, then being honest is a lot easier. Because you have nothing to hide. Your life is awesome. The girl has no reason to not like you because you're an awesome dude. So Arnold Schwarzenegger said, work your ass off and advertise. So the principle here, what helps you be honest is to just work on your self-actualization, work on your daily meditation practice, read personal development books, go to the gym, eat healthy, share beautiful art with the world, help people. See, once you're working on getting all these areas of your life into shape, now you can be 100% transparent because you're actually proud of your life. You have nothing to hide. You're not corrupt. So in the same way, the government, if the government actually was like trying its best to help as many people as possible, then all the spending would be 100% transparent. Because there's nothing to hide. Hey guys, yeah, we're actually doing what we say we're doing. It's transparent here. We're accountable. As opposed to whenever you have a selfish ulterior motive, you want to hide it. And that's true in dating. That's true in business. That's true in all aspects of life. In the contract, the fine print, they're trying to scam you. If you're signing up for a bank or something, in the fine print, they're trying to scam you. You're trying to buy a car. See, if they were actually a person who's in integrity, an integrous business, then there would be no fine print. It would be all up front. Hey guys, this is what you're signing. I'm going to explain it to you right now. You can feel safe signing because there's nothing behind the scenes. There's no ulterior motive. This is a deal that's going to help me and it's going to help you. So if you want to be honest, actually be a good person. So honesty, when you take on this rule where I'm going to be honest no matter what, 100% of the time, even when it's not optimal for me, even when it's inconvenient, then that forces you to be a good person. That forces you to be awesome. Because you're committing to honesty, right? And you're going to want to advertise your awesome life as opposed to your shitty life. All right? So, okay. And then the last point we have is that being honest reflects a certain character within you, and it also builds your character as well, which is what we're talking about here, is that as you can be honest, you actually start to become a person who is more in integrity and who is more in alignment with your passion, in alignment with the highest version of yourself. Being honest creates alignment and integrity in your life because here's the secret key. Ready? Honesty is equal to transparency. Okay? Which means a clear window. You think of transparency, you think of a window, you can see right through it. It's transparency. And also, The true nature of consciousness, your true nature, is 100% transparent awareness. Pure consciousness is 100% transparent without any selfish bias. So your true nature is not a self with a name and a form. You are not the mind and the body. You are actually the empty space in which the mind and body is occurring. You are the pure self without any name and form. Before any identification happens with a name, a body, a self, a character quality. Oh, I'm fat. Oh, I'm skinny. I'm smart. I'm hairy. So whenever you have these qualities, that's not what you are. You are the witness of any quality. Your awareness is 100% transparent, just like a mirror. So if you check out my video on how this mirror explains the true nature of consciousness, if you see a mirror, the mirror isn't biased about what it reflects. The mirror reflects all forms without any bias. So if I put a pen in front of the mirror, it's going to reflect the pen. If I put a book in front of the mirror, it's going to reflect the book. If I put the color red, it's going to reflect the color red. If I put the color blue, it's going to reflect the color blue. The mirror is 100% honest. It's not hiding anything. See, what you do when you're identified with your name and your form, when you're identified with your ego, now you think you're a form, and for a selfish ego, there's plenty to hide. There's plenty of embarrassing things you don't want to share with people. There's plenty of suffering and things you could lose. Because ultimately you think that bad things can happen to you because you're a separate self. You're afraid of pain and suffering. But when you detach from identification with forms and awareness, when you stop saying, I am this, I am Adam, I am 21 years old, I am a boy, I am a liberal, I am a teacher, I am a student. When you stop identifying with I am this, and you just rest in I am, not I am this, oh, I'm 21 years old. No, I am. And that's it. See, that is pure transparency, pure honesty, without bias. So if you want to be 100% attractive, you need to realize what you are, which is nothingness. I am. This creates a sort of vortex. So if you can think of a black hole, the reason why the black hole is so attractive, the reason why the black hole sucks in stars and planets and spaceships, it sucks everything in around it. The reason why is because the black hole is nothing. So if you want people to be attracted to you, realize what you are. Nothingness. And also, nothingness, what nothingness is acceptance. Nothingness is like the empty space in a room. The room isn't biased about what you put in the room. The room doesn't care if you put a centipede in the room, or if you put a AK-47 in the room, or if you put a giraffe in the room, or if you put a TV in the room. The room doesn't care what you put in it. It just allows whatever you want to put in it, you can put in it, because it's an empty room. It has no bias. It doesn't care. Because the room has no self. It's just an empty space. in the same way, your true nature is just empty space, pure acceptance. Fully accepting all forms of reality to pass through you without bias and clinging. Instead of clinging to certain forms that you like, oh, this pretty girl, I'm going to cling to her because I like her. But then this ugly girl, I don't want her. I'm going to push her away. See, no, your true nature is fully accepting, like a mirror. The mirror doesn't care if you put a beautiful girl in front of it or an ugly girl. It just accepts it fully, regardless of what you put in front of it. This accepting, this is love. Unconditional acceptance, unconditional awareness, and love. This is why people who are attractive, they are unconditionally accepting and loving of all parts of reality. This is what makes people feel safe with them. Because I'm going to love you regardless of who you are, how you smell, how you look, how you act. I'm going to love you anyways because I'm just an empty, open, spacious awareness that's full of love and acceptance. That is true attraction. You want to talk about attractive? The sage Ramana Maharshi, who was aware of his true nature, who practiced self-inquiry for like his entire life. He would just sit and meditate for like 12 hours a day in a cave. Ramana Maharshi was so attractive that people would come from far and wide. They would travel across continents just to come sit in his presence. He wouldn't even talk to them. He wouldn't even give lectures or teach them anything. He would just sit there and meditate. And other people would come and want to sit in his presence because he was so empty of selfishness and of bias and of judgment that he radiated unconditional love. And that is what attraction is. That is attraction. So techniques for becoming more attractive, just be honest. Be transparent. Be fully yourself. Be honest with yourself. You want to be really honest right now? Let's be honest, okay? You don't even know what you are. You don't even know what you are. If we want to be really honest, not even talking about you don't know how to attract a girl or you don't know how business works. No. You don't even know what existence is. You want to talk about honesty? That's where you start. Start with the facts. The facts are you don't know what the fuck is going on at all, not even close in reality. So now that you're honest with your situation, you can tell, okay, Adam, I'm hopelessly lost. I have all these addictions, attachments. Now, okay, be honest. Okay, I'm addicted to alcohol. I'm addicted to food, junk food. I don't know how dating works. I don't know how business works. Be honest with yourself. See, now when you admit to yourself that you don't know all the answers, now that creates an open space. And once you empty your cup, then the cup can be filled with wisdom. So a lot of scientifically minded people, very rational type people like Christopher Hitchens or like Richard Dawkins, you talk to them about the true nature of reality, about mysticism, you can't share with them the true nature of reality because their cup is already full. They think they know what reality is. Oh yeah, it's all atoms. It's all, just string theory, quantum field waves. Yeah, that's the true nature of reality. Yeah, I got it. I have nothing new to learn. But if this person really wanted to connect to the source of being and directly understand reality, not to tell yourself you understand reality in your mind with ideas and concepts, but to actually grasp it fully, directly from your heart, not with your mind, through your heart, through experience, you would have to admit, oh fuck, the last 30 years of my life I've been studying atoms and molecules, but the true nature of reality has nothing to do with atoms and molecules. It has to do with, who am I? Who am I? Do you know who you are? You think you're a name? Oh, I'm Adam. Okay, but who's aware of that? Who does the name come to? Who witnesses the name? So if you want to be ultimately honest, you got to be ultimately honest with yourself. You need to realize, I don't know what I am. And do self-inquiry, which is the practice of resting in your witnessing without judgment. We're going to talk about that more in the future. This video is getting really long. A great technique to do is just to share what's on your mind. Okay, so actually just say what's on your mind. Don't filter yourself. Just talk. Okay, this is a very good practice that helped me a lot with attracting women. And also, another great technique is just follow along with the self-actualization journey. Learn, read books, meditate, actually improve your life. Not talking about improving your life, actually do it. By absorbing the right wisdom, which is what I'm interested in talking about on this channel. So I've spent the last 5 years of my life voraciously absorbing wisdom. I read books every single day I read, and I listen to teachers and masters. I've spent over $10,000, more than $15,000, $20,000 just on information products to teach me. I've spent even more on meditation retreats. If I think about it now, actually, I've spent probably $30,000, including all the meditation retreats, everything, just because I need to learn. I need to learn. I need to become the best version of myself. That's what feels right to me. That's what feels good. That's the only way to succeed as a human being. To succeed and fulfill your soul's purpose, you need to educate yourself, which is what I'm committed to doing here on this channel. I just like talking about this stuff. It makes me happy, and I'm putting out this content for free. Okay, so if you subscribe and follow along, maybe even join my email list, which I'm still figuring out the technical aspects, but if you follow along with me, then this is what I'm going to be sharing for the rest of eternity. Like I said in the last video, I'm going to be helping you develop into the highest version of yourself so that you can eventually realize directly what you truly are. And at the end of the journey, you'll see that what I am right now is just you guiding you to your own self-realization. The guru always has to come in a physical body, has to appear to you as a person so that you could listen to him or her. Eventually, when you get to the end of the railroad, you'll realize that the guru is you. I'm you telling you the truth. I'm trying to help you. Because I'm you, I realize that when you awaken, all of existence awakens. So focus on your own development. Focus on your own self-actualization. That's what I'm going to be helping you to do on this channel. And besides that, you can reach out to me to talk to me one-on-one if you want to apply for a free coaching call where we also talk about how it would look to work with me longer term over 3 or 6 months. You can apply in the description. Right now I have 2 spots open, but I'm only looking for people who are serious about their personal development, people who are inspiring, people who take action. So if you've already been taking action in your life, if you already have a daily meditation practice, if you're already getting your shit together, then I'm excited to talk to you because then I can help you take that to the next level. But I'm not interested in talking to you if you're just lazy, you don't take any action, you're a victim, and then you think I'm going to fix all your problems. I don't want to waste my time with those people. I'm only interested in speaking to people who inspire me. Okay, so if that feels right for you, if you think you qualify, then you can apply in the description, and then I'll reach out to you and we'll book a free consultation call where I'll give you an extremely, extremely powerful coaching experience. The last person who reached out to me, we didn't end up signing, we didn't open a kind of coaching relationship, but by the end of the call, he was literally crying in tears for 30 minutes straight because I helped to guide him to the realization of pure consciousness, the realization of his true nature, pure non-duality. And that's just one thing that's possible that might not happen with you, but if you need some help with your overall direction in your life, you need to be taken to the next level, then you can reach out to me in the description. All right. Besides that, I'll see you in the next video, and stay tuned because I have awesome fucking content on the way, and I'll see you in the next one.